Hi everyone, welcome back to Made It Number 40 podcast. Sorry, I'm just setting my mug up. If you watched the last one, thanks for watching, and if you're watching again, thanks for returning. I really enjoyed doing the last podcast, and have decided to give it another go, and if everybody likes watching it, I'll hopefully keep continuing. I did want to sort of record every other Saturday on my Saturday off, but I was really busy last weekend doing bits and pieces around the house, and I never got around to doing it. So I'm doing it now in the middle of the week. But I just keep seeing, I got new glasses, yay! But I keep seeing my reflection in this lens, so sorry if it bothers you. I'm trying to move about out of the way, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So, but anyway, so I've tried to be a little bit more organised this week, and I have all my bits and pieces sitting here. And I made some notes, but sure, we'll just see how it goes. So I guess I'll just go straight into is it finished yet? So, as you know, the last time I was making a jumper for Amy, and I actually can't remember where I was in it whenever I last shown you, but I have finished it, so I'll give you a close-up if I can, without it falling off the hangers. When I blocked it, the neck has grew, and it just won't hang on anything, but sure. Can you see all the lovely speckles? Yeah, so I'm really pleased with it, how it's turned out. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, and I blocked it, and I sort of knew when I was blocking it that it had grew a bit, and I was like, hopefully it'll still fit her, and it does. Just the neck is really wide on it, but it's just really slim, and it just suits her shape lovely. If you hop on over to my Instagram page, you'll see maybe some better photos of it there, but I'm really pleased with it. It's the first adult wearable jumper I've made, so yay. But yeah, so that's that. The yarn is by La Bien Amie, and the colourway is Amy Sweater, and as you can see, maybe you can't see, I didn't alternate the skeins as I was working down it, and you can sort of see this top till about here. It's like really lightly speckled, and then as we go on down, it sort of gets heavier and heavier. And if I just bring it up close again, I think you can see it better when it's up close. So really, really light speckles, and then it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier as we get to the bottom. So I'll show you the back. The back's exactly the same as the front, but sure, hey. I just love the speckles in it. They're really bright. Anyway, so the pattern is on Ravelry. It's low contrast, and I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the person who wrote it, but if you search low contrast, I'm sure you'll find it. So that's Amy Sweater. And what else did I finish? I did finish something else. Oh yes, well, I finished Amy Sweater, and then I really, really wanted to do something just like small and tiny, because it just the satisfaction of finishing something, I guess. So I made a little doily. I just used the leftover, well, some of the leftover yarn from my speckle fade, my Dollar Dress speckle fade, and I just wanted to make something quick, and I have no idea what the pattern is. I think it was on Pinterest. I've been showing you the wrong side. Not that it matters, but the colour is lovely. So yeah, so I made a little doily, just a real quick knit, just for something quick and easy to do. But that's really all I have finished. I have been busy, just haven't got around to doing a whole lot. So I'm lost. I tell you, I have notes, I promise, but I'm still lost. So, well, that's my finished object. So, I think I said it wrong there a wee minute ago. I think I said, is it finished yet? And I should have said finished objects, but I'll move on to my is it finished yet. So, after doing the last podcast, I realised I had a few other objects that weren't finished and should be finished but weren't, so I've kind of dug them out. I'm going to show you them, and I'll just start with what I have here. So this is a little metered square blanket I had been knitting. I went to Amsterdam 2.5 years ago. Oh yeah, I went for my 30th birthday, and I came across Stephen and Penelope, and oh, what a shop. But anyway, I got my first skein of hedgehog fibres there, and I also got some of, let me see, get a skein that still has a ball on it. So I think Golly Wash is the right way to pronounce it, and the brand is GGH, I think. So if anybody is familiar with that, that's what I got. So it's kind of a, I'd say it's between like a 4-ply and a double knit, and I just picked the colours I liked, and I didn't really have anything in mind to make with it when I bought them. I bought a few colours, and nothing I came across stood out to me what to make, so I thought I would just make a little metered square blanket and just keep using all the colours up. I bought a few cream, thinking, well, whatever I make, if I buy a few cream, it really sort of broadens what I could do. So yeah, it's pretty. I know a lot of people, well, no, I don't know a lot of people that's made one. I have seen that a lot of people, when they make them, they use this side as the right side for the square. But I like this side as the right side for the square because it has this like lovely ridge running up and down it. And I just think it adds a wee bit more definition. So I started that ages ago, and got so far, and then I probably got bored. I hate doing things repetitive over and over again. It just bores the out of me. But it's a cute wee blanket. Well, it's wee now, but if I pull my finger out and kept going, I would have a good sized blanket like what I show you. So there's a good few in there. You know, they're all 50-gram balls, I think. Don't know. Yeah, I think they're all 50-gram balls. So it'd make a good sized blanket if I did sort of, you know, get my skates on. But sure, what's the panic? You have to enjoy your knitting, and why rush? So that was one thing that I had started and hadn't finished. Another one was a pair of socks, and I should have brought socks with me that I had knit. Oh, maybe next time. I had knit a pair of socks, and oh, I don't even have the rest of the leftover yarn in there. So I knit a pair of socks a good wee while ago, and I was kind of hooked, and that's what got me into buying so much sock yarn. I just was like, I had this plan of knitting every pair of socks you could think of. But then I realised you could use sock yarn for a whole lot more, and that was how my Find Your Fade sort of type dotted rail shawl came about. And now I see loads of things you can knit with sock yarn 4-ply, and I probably won't make more socks, but these are the socks that I had started after I finished the other pair. And they live in my little Edinburgh Yarn Festival bag. Yay! So this is the Harmony sock pattern. I can't remember where I got the pattern, probably roughly, but I do remember it was for cuff down socks, and these are toe up I'm doing. I like doing toe up ones on 2 at a time. So I'm just fixing it here for you to see. So let me get up close to see if it'll focus for you. Yeah, that's probably the best I'm going to do. So this is as far as I've got with these, which is a good bit. I think the last, I should write things down, but I don't, I'm so bad. I think I had started increasing to get to the foot, but now looking at them I can't remember. Yeah, so this is another unfinished object, and I can't remember where I got the yarn, but I love the colours of it. You see the back, isn't that so pretty? I love that. So if I hadn't started making socks with these, they probably would go into like a shawl or something. I just love the colours in them. But so that was another unfinished project, and I do want to finish them. I do love the pattern on them, and it'll go and live in my drawer with my other pair, and they're bright neon green. I wish I had brought them in to show you, but I forgot. But so that is another one. Let me just set them out of the way. The other one is the Hygge shawl. The I'm not even going to pronounce it. Everybody is bound to know about this shawl. Hygge. Hey, hold on. It does tell me how to pronounce it. Or it did. There was a little leaflet in it, and it did show you how to pronounce it. But I have lost the leaflet. But sure, anyway. Oh, no, maybe not. Hold on. How you wished, as they would say in the country. Hygge. So, my Hygge shawl by, I'm just going to say sheeps, but that is not how you pronounce it. Oh, why do I even try? But anyway, so as I said in the last podcast, I do I suppose it's not a crochet class, more than like a crochet / knitting club. I suppose at the start it was a teaching class, and when the ladies came I taught them all how to crochet, and we sort of just had returning ladies from the initial teaching, just kept coming back because they enjoyed the crack and what have you, and it sort of changed into sort of just a crochet and knitting club on a Monday rather than a class. So I've been doing that for like maybe 3 years or so, and we do still get new ladies coming, and it's lovely to see new faces as well. But the returning ladies always like to have a project on the go. So whenever this shawl design came out, Charlene, one of my good friends that runs the class, had said to me about doing it. So I was like, yeah, because I'd seen it myself, and I couldn't resist the colour pack, bought it, and then thought, well, I'm going to have to make the thing now whenever I've bought it. So I am Team Rainbow, and I know I'm way behind. Everybody has their shawls. Well, the last pattern has been released, so a whole lot of people have their shawls finished. I don't. I am way behind. So this is where I am at. Let's see. Oh, it's curled up a wee bit because it's been in the box for a long time. No, it's going to keep curling, but you get the idea anyway. So let me just talk you through it a wee bit. It's all crocheted. The background is all crocheted, and then you embroider on the top. So this little section at the start with the baubles is crocheted with the black background, and you change your colour every row for the coloured baubles, and that whole section is crocheted. And then what you do is when you stop there, you crochet from here till about here, just all in that black background, and then you embroider all the little stitches on. So each week had released a new flower design, or you can see the love heart section there, and these little separators in between. So I kind of changed mine a little bit. It tells you the colours to use, obviously, and I used all the colours in order here and for the flowers, but these separators were all, I think they were red, and red's not my favourite colour. So I changed them, and they were both red in the pattern, but I changed each wee stripe to be a different colour because it looked like the way it sort of twined in round itself, if you can see. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I thought, well, on every separator I'll make it completely different and just do it my own way. But it's not much of a change from the original design, but I just like to tweak things just to make it my own so that nobody has the exact same one as me. So that's as far as I've got. I love this love heart section. So I think I have the next bit ready for the next embroidery, and I think it's a flower, then one more separator, and then onto the big middle piece. Now, it's not that I didn't enjoy the pattern or nothing. I just got a wee bit bored doing it, and I like to switch between things. And the ends, the ends, like I have my ends all sewn in. Yeah, but the ends on this were unreal. Like, look at the mess of that. Now, I have never done cross stitching before, and I have to say it is enjoyable, but that's obviously on a crocheted background. How anybody sits with them teeny tiny squares and that needle is beyond me, but I can understand the satisfaction out of it. But I'm not sure how you darn your ends in on cross stitch, and I'm sure it's something similar to crocheting, only there's a lot more. So I don't think I've done too bad, but they are messy. I'm like, you know, it's a good job it's getting backed. There's a lining to go on the back of it, and I'm glad, because I mean, I'm not going to wear this as a shawl. I'm probably going to throw it along the bottom of the bed as a nice runner. But I still wouldn't want somebody to lift it and see the back. So it's going to be backed. I'm going to back it anyway. So that's my Huga shawl. I'll put it back in its box for, probably live there for another like a month. But I do have a deadline for it, and I'm kind of going off key here, but sure, I told you last week, so just blather on ahead. But anybody in, I'm not sure in England, but anybody in Northern Ireland would know about their local agricultural show, and I love going to the shows. I don't get to a lot of them just with work and stuff, but there's one every year I make a point of taking a day off for and going to, and that's Clocker Valley Show. And guess what came in the post today? The prize schedule. So tonight I will be filling this in, and I will be sending my entries off hopefully over the weekend. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait. So I have a deadline. I want to do my shawl. I want to have it finished by the time the show comes round so I can enter it. So although I can enter from now, I have till a couple of nights before the actual show to get it in. You have to leave your entries down. The show's on Wednesday, and you have to leave your entries down on the Monday. and then the suspense from Monday to Wednesday to see if you've placed is just, it's like Christmas time. I just I just be like a kid. So I'm so excited. This literally just came before I decided to do the podcast, and I have been kind of waiting on it, but it's here, and yay. So I have a deadline for my shawl. I have a couple of weeks off in July before the show date, and I'll hopefully get sitting down and just like flat out work at it to get it done. So so I did kind of go off key there, but couldn't hold my excitement. So my mug is sitting here looking at me. I don't have a cup of tea in it. I know a lot of podcasters sit down with a lovely cup of tea and some knitting or crocheting or whatever, but I'm really thirsty and I have water, but I put it in this mug. I have to show you. I have to take a drink first. I'm dying for a drink. Hold on. Now, this looks back to front for me in the video, so I'm hoping it's the right way around for you lot, but my husband and daughter got me this mug for Christmas. I love mugs. I love all kinds of mugs. I just, like, there's more mugs than anything else in our kitchen, and every time I'm out and I go, oh, mugs, I get Mum or Heather, come on. I'm not allowed to buy no more, but they got me this one for Christmas, so I'm sure you can read it. All I said was, I love your knitting, and I told you it's crochet, and I am sure any knitters and crocheters out there can totally relate to this saying. So there's two little people and they're like literally going to kill each other over it. It's so funny. So it says the same on the other side as well. But anyway, it's just been sitting right there, and I'm looking at to show you all. So, right, we'll get back to where I was going. So I was talking to you about, is it finished yet? And I have shown you my socks and my hygge shawl and my metered square blanket that have been laying about. But if you watched the last podcast, and hopefully you did, you will know about my breathing space sweater. So I have worked a little bit more on it, and I'll show you where I am on it. Just take it out. Oh, look how pretty the colours look on the screen. Cool. So the last time I was talking to you, I got to where the marker was there. So I have a good bit more done, I guess. Considering I finished Amy's jumper off and was quite busy, I haven't done too bad. And this is in 4-play as well, so it takes a wee bit longer than the double knitting jumper. So I have finished, I had 8 colours altogether, fine fish yarns, and the yellow there was the last of the 8 colours that I was using, so I'm back round to the pink and the orange. And I haven't picked this up in a couple, it probably is not long after the last podcast, a couple of weeks or so. I haven't picked this up, but I love it all the same. I said to you in the last podcast that the pattern is breathing space, and I can't remember the name of the person who wrote it, but some of the bits in it isn't written that well, and unlike some knitters, I just can't ball on. I have to understand it in my head before I can continue, otherwise it'll irk the life out of me. So I searched and searched Ravelry and looked up every comment and what have you, and then I'd seen other people had messaged the author and there didn't seem to be a reply, but I thought I would do it anyway, and she did reply to me privately, and where I was stuck made a bit more sense, so I did get to continue on a wee bit more with it, but I kind of ran into a little snag, and I don't know how to fix this, but I'm going to try my winging it. I'm going to try. So let me show you. Okay, so I had kind of worked out that I would have enough for 3 stripes in each colour and possibly using them twice, which it looks like I'm going to use some of them twice anyway. And then I thought I would have enough to do the 3 stripes on the sleeve. Now, so the pink one was already done because that was in the raglan increases before I separated for the sleeves, so that's okay. But I'm only left with this. So when I get down the sleeve and I go to do my second pink, I am not going to have enough. I don't think so. Now, I kind of was thinking of maybe just, if I had enough of each colour, to just do 1 set of 3 of each colour down the sleeve and then stop and then just continue the sleeve in grey, because it looks like I'm going to have loads of grey. The pattern said I needed, well, once I adapted for the yarn I was getting and the yardage, etc., it said I was going to need 4 skeins of this, but I have literally only joined the second one in, and I don't think I'm going to be long finishing the body, and this is going to be enough for the body, so it's not going to take 2 skeins to do the sleeves, I don't think so. I will have extra grey, so I'm thinking that I could do that for the sleeves, and that's the only thought I've had. I haven't thought no more about it. So that's kind of the snag I've hit. But and sometimes with me, when you hit a wee snag and something, it just puts me off making the rest of it, even though I haven't got to that bit yet. So I just put it away to the road. But like I said, I was finishing Amy's blanket, or no, not Amy's blanket, no, Amy's sweater, and I'll put that out of the road. So that's another is it finished yet object, and I'll put that out of the way. Let me just set it over here. So because I finished Amy's sweater, and because I was in the middle of making my sweater, I wanted to make something quick and easy, and I did the doily and it wasn't cutting it, so I did cast on yet another thing. You're sitting thinking, does that give a lot of enough to do? But sure, knitter's problems, eh? So let me just get it up on my tablet here so I can show you in a wee second, but I'll show you maybe the jumper first and then we'll show you the pattern picture. So I had this pattern body ages ago, and I love doing little quick baby toddler knits because it's the satisfaction of getting it finished in a shorter space of time. So this is Chuck, and it's not blocked yet, so obviously it's all curling every way, but this is Chuck, and look at that lovely, like, isn't that so cute? So it's like a little chevron border with seed stitch inside it, and I think it's just lovely. I think it's really effective. I think it's really effective. So it has been in my pattern list for a little while, and it's in worsted yarn, so I had a couple of skeins of that bought for it, so it was sitting there ready to go. But I'm using Rowan pure wool worsted, and it's 100 grams per ball. Now the colourway name isn't on this, sorry, excuse me, but I think it's mustard, I think is the colourway name for that, and I think it is actually discontinued, that colour, so you mightn't be able to get it anymore, but I don't think it's a true colour on screen there either. It's just not as green as that, although that is a nice colour there, but it's definitely not as green as that. It's a bit more yellow than the green. But yeah, so that's Chuck. Now I was zooming on this, just zoom, and these little the little edge of the border there are using a left twist and a right twist, and here's me does the usual old YouTube, found out how to do a right twist and thought, right, I'm flying here. So a couple of rows in, then it asked you to do a left twist, and sure, I thought I knew what I was doing because I'd learnt the right twist a couple of minutes before, and I was wrong. I continued on, and I thought, that doesn't look quite right, but sure, that's the way it is. And I think I had got to like say about here, and I was starting to do the bottom row of right and left twists, and I knew something wasn't right, and I thought, right, YouTube. So I looked up the left twist and I had been doing it wrong. So serves me right for not checking out. I wasn't far wrong, but I was wrong all the same. So I had to rip back to like here or so, put a lifeline in, and I had to rip back to there, which it was all right because it's a wee. It's not, I say it's a baby knit, it's a toddler knit. This is size 18 months. You know, it was only an evening's work on. I had to rip back, but it was annoying all the same. But then, because I'd made that first mistake, I kept making mistakes in this bit. It just wasn't counting right. Plus, Big Brother's back on, so slightly distracted there. But yeah, so that's Chuck. Chuck should be finished in a couple of nights, really. But I'll show you a picture of the finished pattern. So Chuck is by Froganette on Instagram. Let me just see, maybe I can scroll down. There's her name's Lisa. So it's a lovely wee knit, I have to say. Quick and effective, if you can count on like me. But sure, hey ho. So I think that is all my, is it finished yet objects? I think it is. I think I've got through them all. Yep, I have. So my next section, I guess, is dying to cast on. Now, I think I mentioned in the last podcast that I was dying to cast on a Find Your Fade or So Faded jumper by Andrea Mari, and I had put a photo up, if you follow me on Instagram, I put a photo up ages ago of like 5 colours that I would use for a Find or So Faded jumper, but I haven't got around to casting that on yet, and I'm not going to. I'm going to try and finish some of those things up because that's ridiculous. You don't need that many objects. So Chuck will be finished soon, and I'm going to really work on my breathing space sweater. I don't mind leaving the metered blanket or the squares to like sort of languish around. They're good ones to pick up and you know, like for mindless knitting type thing. But I want to get the shawl finished as well. So I'm not going to cast anything else on until I get at least one of those things finished. But I'll still show you this colourway because I want to see what you think. So this is my first skein, and it is literally just I actually don't even know if it's been dyed. I'm sure it has been dyed, but it just looks blank for want of a better word. So it is called White Sands, and this is now, there's definitely no way I'm going to be able to attempt that, but that is the name of the person I bought it from. So that's the first one. The second one is another Fine Fish Yarns, and it is Rag and Bone, and look at it, it is just I think I just want to cast this on. I don't actually I just want to make something with it. So that's the second one. Now, what colourway did I do this? Oh yes, I did it this way. So the next one is by Black Elephant. It's hard to read backwards on this thing. So it'll be my next one. Then the last two are from the same person who's bought the first ones from, and it's a lovely pink. I'm going to run out of hands now, so okay, and this is like a grey / beige. It looks very grey on the screen, but it's not, it's more beige. So what do you think? Think I'd make a nice Find Your Fade or So Faded jumper? Let me know. But not be cast on for a wee while yet. So I really, really, really want to cast that on. But I also really, really want to cast on an Excuse Me shawl by Stephen West. Stephen West, sorry. And it's brioche, and I did attempt brioche for a cowl for Edinburgh Yarn Festival, but I I didn't have it finished in time, and then I kind of lost interest and the colours, and I just ripped it out. But I love doing brioche, and the Excuse Me shawl is brioche, and I've seen a couple of different the Happy Knitting podcast and Wool and Vine Yarns. They have made a couple of Excuse Me shawls, and they look class. I want to make one. So these are what I would have picked out for it. So this is Aquillian by well, it's Easy Knits, but I think he goes by Easy Knitter on Instagram. And this is Boombox by Hedgehog Fibres, and I just like I just think they'll be class together. So yeah, so that's the other one I want to make, but I really am not going to cast. I promise, nothing more on. So set them down there out of the way. So that like I've seen loads of things I want to cast on, but those two keep popping back into my mind. They just keep coming back to me, and I think they'll be next on my list once I get a few things done. So so that's dying to cast on. Now, is there any post is next? And I definitely know I said last time that I had a couple of things coming in the post, so they have arrived, but they have like a little sting with them because I had to pay customs. I hate customs. Why? It's not fair. But anyway, I think my days of buying from the States are over, because like the postage is kind of expensive, you know, considering what a skein of yarn is already costing. And I normally only do it if I really like the colourway or really want it, and I kind of save up, and you know, but then when you get customs on top of it, which is like this first skein I got was I think it was £13, you know, on top of already what I'd paid. And then the next skein came like a couple of days later, and it had customs on it as well, and it was £11. So I just think I don't know. I say I'll not buy no more, but sure, doesn't every yarn collector say they won't buy any more, and they do? But anyway, so but I don't want to take away from this. This is from the Woolen Homestead, and this is Life is the Bubbles, and I eyed it up for ages. She has a lovely colourway called Party Poodles, and I think, yeah, Party Poodles, and I kept going to my cart and putting one in, taking it out and putting the other in, because I couldn't afford them both. And this is the one I've chose. So isn't that just like so pretty? Oh, I just love it. I think she does have some skeins of this at the minute, so the one in Homestead. But customs, I don't know. Okay, so that's that one. So the other one that came a couple of days later then was Sock by Sock Obsession Yarns, and Lucia is the colourway for this, and I just love grey. Grey is like my favourite colour, and when I look at yarn, I try not to buy the same colours over and over again, but I keep getting drawn back to them. So that is that one. And the other one, which there's no customs for, yay, is by Hedgerow Yarns, and it's minis. I love minis. I think I am actually addicted to minis. And what do you make from your minis? I'd like to know, because I know I use some of my minis in my breathing space sweater, but I'd really like to know what you do with them. I don't want to use them because they're so pretty. They're you can't see, but they're up on my shelf. Maybe in the next episode I'll show you all my minis. But I would really like your suggestions, what you make with them. But these are, oh, my screen went funny there, sorry. These are skinny minis. They don't have a specific colourway, but aren't they so pretty? Like that one has blues and purples, and this one has sort of a peach and purple and maybe a wee bit of yellow in it. And this one is a bit more heavily speckled. This is greens and pinks.